Ain't no sleeping, you're on your tippy toes, creeping around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you or please. I do what I want when I'm wanting to. So cynical. I'm a bad guy. Duh.
Oops. I was plugging my phone in and clicked out of it. Well, that was shocking. Good morning, everyone. That would have been longer. But I clicked out of it. Oops. Okay. All right. We're good to go. I still have everything around. I was just plugging in my phone to make sure. Because when I do gaming, I have my phone right next to me so I can see the chat, and it just kind of has become habitual. And now we are live. So we're going to do, it's been since, I would say, we had Gotham Nights. And then there was a time in between there where we went back to New Comic Book Day and Best of the Week and Comic Book News on Tuesdays. And then we had the trial. So it's been very inconsistent lately how I've been doing New Comic Book Tuesday, but we should be back to normal. And I want to talk Best of the Week. This week was really, really hard. Really hard. I don't have 5 because I could not pick 5. Holy crap. It was a bad week. I'm hoping this week is better. So far, it's not. But we will talk about what was good that came out this week. There was one really, really good book, one really, really good indie, and then some okay stuff. So let's say good morning to everyone. Hello, Salton. How are you? How long do you think you'll keep this up before you change your routine again? Robert, shut up. No, I get it. I'm really bad sometimes about getting on a normal schedule, and then I'm like, nah, just kidding. Schedules are for fools. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Hooded Justice. Good morning, Keely and Nick. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Figure Drawing. I think I got everyone right now. But yes, let's talk Best of the Week, because honestly, this week with comics was, there's like 2 or 3 times a year. Good morning, it's Albus. Albus. There's about 2 or 3 times a year, usually twice at least, that we have a week that's kind of an annuals week, right? And this was one of those weeks. And good morning, Joseph. An annuals week usually suck. Now, not always, but this was the worst one this year so far. So it was bad. And we need to talk a little bit about Batman 130. I've been waiting to talk about this. Chip Zdarsky took over Batman, right? Chip Zdarsky took over Batman. Everyone was excited. I was excited. We've got Jorge Jimenez on art. Beautiful art. It pretty much redeems some of the ridiculousness in the story. We got introduced to a character named Failsafe. Now, Failsafe is basically this robotic, it's kind of like, not really like Brother Eye, but it is how do I describe Failsafe? Failsafe is, and I'm going to show you a picture of him. If I can get him up. That's what she said. Sorry, had to. Failsafe is a robot that honestly, doesn't do a whole lot. he I can't do two things at once, I swear to God. Okay, there we go. There, I can show you a picture now. Okay. Failsafe is this thing created by Batman in order to in order to stop him if Batman ever goes over the edge, right? He is Batman's Terminator. That is a good way to put it. Well, this failsafe thinks that Batman basically killed the Penguin. He did not. It was a setup. And he goes online. It's a decent idea. It depends on execution, right? That's where this fails. So Failsafe has fought basically the entire Justice League. It has become a bit of a Justice League book, not in a bad way. But both times we've seen this character fight Superman, Superman fought in close contact. Yeah, okay, sure, make it make sense. And I am willing to let that go and think that Clark would be dumb enough to go hand to hand with him instead of using heat vision from a distance. I can let that go. Good morning, TY. What I can't let go was issue 130, which comes out today. So spoilers, anybody wants spoilers, and earmuffs for a minute. Batman goes on this rocket thingy, and basically it sounds so stupid. He goes into space with no problem. The guy that's not a metahuman goes into space with zero problem. And while in space, returns back into the Earth's atmosphere. Batman, not a metahuman, right? We're not talking a metahuman here. Returns to the Earth's atmosphere. No problem whatsoever. Now, the issue with that is, in order to get re-entry back into the atmosphere, it's a very precise, I think it's like between, I don't remember the exact degrees. I think it might be 45. I could be wrong, but it is very hard for astronauts. I forgot to pin this. I'm going to do this now. It is very hard for astronauts to go back into the Earth's atmosphere, let alone Batman figuring out the exact degree in order to enter back into the atmosphere, survive going up out of there, no oxygen, coming back in, hitting the perfect degree, and not burning up. Because he's Batman? Don't we rail constantly on stuff that causes a character to be a Mary Sue? Let's see if, no, that's the only picture. So if we're going to go by that logic, right? And we're going to say that Batman is a Mary Sue. Not only that, the other issue I have with this is that I love the art. This is a good idea, but how many times are we going to see Batman die to not die? Right? Like, how many times? We just saw Batman leave Gotham. We just saw him leave. He didn't have prep time. That's the issue. He didn't have the prep time. Like, if he had it, that would be different, but he did not. So Batman has officially, under Chip Zdarsky, become the most powerful human, not metahuman, ever. Yeah, the re-entry bit was too much. Visually cool, but over the top, even for bats. That's what I'm saying. Like, one thing that's so cool about Batman is that he is human. And I understand there are certain levels you can relate to metahumans on, But Batman was always that idea of like, if you had enough money, right, you could become Batman. Like, you'd have to have a shit ton of money. I'm not saying that, but it was always kind of that cool idea. So now he has to, he's faking his death. He left Gotham 6 months ago. He faked his death in future state. Do you guys have any other ideas? I'm just curious. Because if not, I'm going to drop Batman, which is crazy to me because I just dropped Detective Comics. I love Rom V. I haven't dropped Detective Comics in years, but it is so fucking boring. Not even just boring. It's maybe I'll try in a few issues, try to pick it back up. But they're doing this like royalty thing, and they started off with this cool idea about sound and music, and I thought it was going to be a really cool arc. And then I'm like, what happened? The first issue by Ron V was phenomenal. And then we dived into just boring years of, I don't know, lore. And oh God, it was so bad. Boring is worse than bad. You're absolutely right, Shane. Because bad is at least fun to dunk on. Boring is, I don't drop. These are the two books I don't drop. I don't think for the art alone that I'm going to drop Batman. I'll tell you that right now. Jorge Jimenez. Oh, God, I love his work. He's so talented. And I do feel like Chip could probably nail a landing on this, but he's going too OP. He's going too over the top, if that makes sense. I haven't bought Batman regularly in years. I haven't not bought Batman regularly in years. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I don't know. Is Jorge leaving? I really hope not. I really, really hope not. I know he's working with Mark Miller, but I didn't know he was leaving also. That would be a huge shame. This, and I wish I could show the issue of Batman 130, but I can't. Simply because it's got distribution numbers on it. And I don't want to get in trouble. But leaving for the last two issues. Okay, so it's just temporary. Okay, I can handle that. Like, I'm not super easy to offend, or, I'm not super picky. I just want a good story and some good art. But when you go too OP, when you make Batman a Mary Sue, and the funny thing is, yeah, how am I going to say this without offending people? I'm not, so I'm just going to say it. If this were Catwoman or Batwoman or Batgirl, for that matter, people would be doing video after video on how they're a Mary Sue. But because of Batman, it's eating it up. It is eating him up. Offends me so. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. I really do like what Zdarsky is saying about Batman and his characterization. And I even like I think the backup was written by Chip, wasn't it? I like the Zern Oz story, the idea of, the yellow bat symbol, where it came from. I thought that was really good. I thought that when he did the backup that had Catwoman in it was so good. So I'm not saying that this isn't just a one issue thing, but I legitimately laughed out loud. Like, it was so over the top. Like, his suit he's still got his cape. Like, he didn't even, like, it's a little burnt, but like re-entry into an atmosphere. Like, yeah, he's been doing the back. Okay, so I thought so. And they're great. Catwoman was my favorite. I'm a little biased there, but like, Batman's power is being a Mary Sue. It absolutely is. For fucking sure. And I'm the first one to be like, haha, prep time, deal with it, right? I'm the first one to say that. But but this time it was just too OP because he didn't even have an ounce of prep time. And another thing I will give him credit for is I like his work he's doing with Robin. I think he understands Tim Drake very, very well, much better than what we get from Megan Fitzmartin. I think that characterization is great. But Lord have mercy. Good morning, Hominis. That was terrible. That was so bad. And if we've got the same, similar, at least 3 stories in a matter of 2 years, you're going to turn your audience off. Like, what was it? I can't think of Mariko Tamaki's story that she did in Detective Comics. It was like Shadows of the Bat, maybe, where Batman left Gotham, so he didn't actually kill himself or fake his death, but he did in Mariko Tamaki's Future State fake his death. So we're getting very similar storytelling here. And I get you want to tell your story that you've always envisioned for Batman, but at least read the room. You know what I mean? Like, read the room, know what's going on. Putting the reentry issue aside, what did you think of the rest of the issue? I did. I liked the rest of the issue. I just thought that part was so ridiculous. Like I said, his stuff. Oh, you know what else was ridiculous? Is his fighting Superman fighting him again and getting so close. I just think Superman is so much smarter than that. So much smarter than that. But it's not Detective Comics, and I think I'm just gonna, every once in a while. Good morning, Hooded Justice. Good morning, Random. But yeah. Oh yeah, and Dark Crisis. And Dark Crisis, he died. So that's 3 times in 2 years. Plus leaving Gotham, so 4. Yeah, read the room, honey. Read the room. A lot of future state ideas are being recycled across DC, like with action. Yes. And I think it was meant to set up a lot of what we'd see, because they did tie that in with Tim Sheridan's Shazam, right? But it's getting kind of repetitive is the best word. Well, look at Superman. He left for war, then died. Yes. But that was twice, right? And one was for an event and one was for his book. It wasn't an event, his book, Future State. It just felt like maybe it was Philip Kennedy Johnson, to his credit. Maybe it was him that did the writing better. And honestly, Philip Kennedy Johnson's been killing it, so very well could be. I really wish Failsafe was set after Dark Crisis. Isn't it slightly like the timeline shifted slightly before, to my understanding? I'm pretty sure it is. So we are going to go into my best comics of the week, and I don't have 5. I do not have 5. That's kind of sad, right? But also at the same time, it was an annuals week. So, I mean, it's kind of expected. And there wasn't even that many good indies. Like, I guess I could have put Plush on there, but it was, I don't know if you guys have seen this book called Plush. You know what? I'll show it real quick, and then we'll go into it. How do I do this on here? I wish I could stream from my phone. I could just go into my library. Plush comic. This book right here. And like, the guy breaks up with his girlfriend, and the friend is trying to help him out, right? Trying to help him out. So he's like, let's go to a furry convention. I have an extra suit for you and everything. We're going to go be furries and have fun. Really fucking weird. Really, really fucking weird. I don't think I have really much of an interest. Yeah, serial killing cannibalistic furries. Yeah, no, no. I tried. I tried. I really did. All right, let's go into my number 4 book. So I'm gonna share my screen so we can go through it a little bit because there's a couple different stories in here. Yeah, we are using Read Comics. Like I said, if I could stream, I know there's a way to stream from your phone. I'm just not sure exactly how to do it yet. I'm gonna have to play around with that at one point. So I have Superman Kal-El Returns #1. This book was pretty. Did you read Nubia Justice? No, no. Why would I do that to myself? I'm not being mean, but Bane, can you please stop? Can you not? Hold on, let me get this stinking cat. There we go. All right, we got him. All right. Um, was Nubia any good? Yes, kitty, kitty, kitty. Was Nubia any good? I listened. To be fair, I did listen to Oh, what's his name? Hey, why is my picture gone? You see that? Am I crazy? I mean, I don't care. It's fine. Is my chat not working? No, it's working. Okay. There we go. Um, to be fair, I did listen to, as you had it set for the image only. I did. Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing. You can set it to exclusively one image. How do you do that? I don't even know how to do that. I don't think that's a thing unless it's new. Regardless, I did listen to, because I wasn't gonna pick up Nubia. I haven't been a huge fan of the Wonder Woman books lately. Honestly at all. I haven't been enjoying them since Wonder Girl. Maybe a little bit after, but not really. I don't know. I think they started off really strong when they went to Asgard, and it just fell down after that. So I listened to Blurred Without Fear. He did a video on it. So it's like video or $5. Video or five. Okay, video. You got it. Have you heard anything about being monet? I'm assuming remonetized. No, no. I applied the second. It's been 4 days. I only check every hour of every day. Okay, no, not really. I'm not that psycho. But um, I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm trying. I'm trying anything I can at this point to get it taken care of. So, Robert, was Nubia any good? Okay, so we have Superman Kal-El Returns, right? Beautiful Dan Mora cover. Beautiful Dan Mora cover. I this is my 4. I did skip one. Meh. Good morning, Raymond. Yeah, it was meh, nothing exciting. Okay, then I didn't miss out on anything. So I'm not worried about it. I love the coloring in this story. Mark Waid, I mean, it's Mark Waid, right? This is a great story. Like the camaraderie, everything about it. It wasn't my favorite because there's 4 or 5 stories in this. But it was really, really good. I love the way Mark Waid ties stuff into World's Finest. And I think World's Finest is typically, I love it. Look how pretty. World's Finest is typically one of the best books every single time it comes out. And look at this. It's It's too bad you can't see it as a spread. Was that the spread page? No, that was not. There's a really see. Look at pinks. I love how they explained it. Yes, I thought it was a really good explanation. It's such a good, beautiful story, and I love anything that has to do with music. Let's be real, right? I love when they incorporate stuff like that. So I enjoy it. Now, I started reading this story. Started. And for one, I can't stand the art. I don't like it at all. And two, it was a Jimmy Olsen story, which is fine. I like stuff. Like if you read oh my god, his first name's Matt. What's his last name? Not Matt Kent. G. Will Wilson. Kelly Sue DeConnick's husband. If you read his Jimmy Olsen, you will love Jimmy. Love Jimmy. But this is the art. The art. Like I like this page. This is where I stopped reading it. Just please. Matt Fraction. Thank you. Look at this. Look at this. At least they gave him a bulge. They didn't take it away like Namor. I mean, at least you can say that. Got that redeeming quality. The artwork sucks. Yes. Good morning, Kareem. It was like, I don't know, his camera messed up. They're friends. Woohoo, bye. It wasn't that good. So let's get to the next story. I know this is homage. I don't know what this is homage to. I didn't read the rest of it. Now this story, I'd so embarrassed. Why are you Wango Steel? Hey, they've taken Batman's dick away and Damned, and they took Namor's dick away in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So I mean, you got to appreciate things when they're there. Okay, so we have this one. In this page, I have to show you guys this page. I have to. This is one of my favorite pages in a Superman comic, probably since Generations or the G. Willow Wilson story and Superman Red and Blue. This is a wonderful page. He basically says, I went through all the galaxies. I seen everything. But the most beautiful thing has always been here. And look at this art. I mean, they're on their second honeymoon. But it is. Comics have a war on wings. Oh, God. Hey, they've had a war on boobs for a very long time. So if there's a war on wings, this is what we call equality, guys. Equality. Good morning, House of Nerd. I love this page. I absolutely do. So they're on a second honeymoon. And look at this. Like that just looks like Christopher Reeves to me. It's so good. It's so good. And this is Marv Wolfman. No shocker there. Like he wrote the best story in this. And the interactions, I'm telling you, the interactions, the way John's written is so well done. Basically, the story comes down to this. They went on a second honeymoon, right? John is the Superman. He's taking care of stuff. And he messes up when it comes to Lex. Good morning, the Humper. Hashtag save the twig and giggleberries. Oh my God. And the boobs. You forgot the boobs. So John, what he thinks he did is found out Lex's plan. Be super. This is John learning a lesson, and I also love that. He thought it was going to be super easy. He's Superman. He knows what Lex is going to do. Instead, he walks right into his trap, right? He walks right into his trap. I love it. He's like, we're friends. He's like, fake news. Fake news. Fucking hilarious. But he walks right into his trap where Lex has set up a homeless shelter and he set up, this big PR thing. The media's there. He's showing everybody how charitable he is. And John realizes, yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up bad. And we have these people from Stryker, but he talks to his dad. And his dad's, giving him fatherly advice. And I love this. I love the expression on this face. Like, if you were going to buy this book, if you weren't going to buy this book, this story, this art alone makes it worth it. He's like, I love this because this is the difference. I think that the Son of Kal-El story I still say, I've liked this story, but I think had they shown this side of John, people would have loved it because if you remember in Son of Kal-El 2 or 3, he's talking to his dad and he's like, why didn't you do more? You could have done this. And Clark's like, this isn't my home. And it was a really terrible sequence of events, the way that it was said. But this, if he would have went up to his dad and said, look, this is so frustrating. I'll never be as good as you. People would have been like, whoa, he's realizing it. And even Clark says, you will be better. Right. And they keep doing this joke. Superman never lies. And he rolls his eyes and he's like, that's the thing Mom wrote. Like, he's trying to lift his son up. And he does so by working alongside him and giving him advice and showing him, giving him the ropes, showing him what to do. And it's just cutesy moments. And he's like, Dad, you want to join, And he's like, I've done it. I'm passing the torch to my son. So he finds these guys and basically he finds out what's going to happen with Lex through them. And Lex looks so great there, right? They definitely took inspiration from the Christopher Reeves movie. Like, they definitely did. Son of Kal-El should have started with confronting Alterman and John coming to terms with his own age. Right. And in it, we're 18 issues, right? And now we've got this mini with 6 where we're just now getting that story. Like, I get he needed to get home and get settled. Maybe not start with it, but within the second arc, get 6 issues to get home, get settled, figure out a little bit about himself. Second 6 issues of that run should have been that. And yeah, I agree completely. He should have went through that trauma. He should have addressed it at some sort. But nope. So, basically he kind of figures out his plan. One other thing I really like about this is Clark keeps telling John, you're not going to figure, maybe you will, but very unlikely you're going to figure Lex out. He is one of the smart mans on Earth. But John does figure out a little bit. I love it. So good. He's starting to figure Lex out. Starting to. And this is going to lead into the storyline that's currently in this part is fucking cute. I wish I know Marv's old, but damn, that guy can write. The upcoming mini should have been the first or second arc. Yeah, I completely agree. I think either way they could have made it work, even if it was the first. I think second would have made sense because he's like, kind of tore up, right? He's older, he's having feelings he doesn't know about. It would have made sense. I'm glad we're getting it. I'm not saying that, but I guess it's better late than never. But I love this part. It's so fucking cute. So they said they were going to get pizza in the beginning on that page I love. And he's like, great, or is it the greatest? And he's like, sorry. Lois is like, sorry. We got so busy, we didn't get pizza. And he's like, really? Doing what? And she's like, touring. And he goes, and you said Superman never lies. So fucking cute. Like, even those little interaction. Good morning, Tevia. Even those little interactions, I absolutely adore. I don't know who Jack Herbert is right offhand. I would have to look it up. Oh, goodness gracious. I would love to see him as a regular artist at DC. He is wonderful. Wonderful. Why are you agreeing with him? Hey, I said the first arc was too long. I'm talking 6 issues arcs. Like the very first storyline. What do you mean? John looks like an old man. He does not. I'm going to hire my good old friend Lex Luthor and Brainiac to design the force field. Oh, this was a good story too. Not as good. This actually ties into Justice League 75. It happens before he comes home. I love that. That's so good. Basically he goes and he sees the Hall of Justice. He wants to see, it's kind of a I'm going through it quick because there's not much there. It's like home. Home is this. Home is that. The first arc was entire 14 issues before. No, the first arc was not 14 issues. Stop it. It was like 4 to 6. I can guarantee it. What was the first arc called? The first volume. We can say that. The first volume. So we get Naomi coming to say hi. Everybody shows up. They get a little bit of like, they go to the mess hall, they go and eat. Get a little bit of, talking back and forth. He really kind of, he likes seeing these people, but he's like, we've got old generation, new generation. We've got all these people. He looks back at, the contamination suit from when he died. Kind of goes through everything and shows Naomi all the sacrifices, right? Like, Connor, when he didn't get his own thing, according to Megan Fitzmartin. Okay, I'll give you the first volume. But all those issues told one story. To add Ultraman, you would have had to change the story for sure. I'm just saying it would have been nice for him to address that trauma, but it's better late than never. But no, I don't mean the first whole 14 to 18 issues. I meant the first volume. Is this where it is? I don't remember. It says something nice about the new generation. But basically, he's like, I love this place, but more importantly, I need to get out of here. I need to go somewhere. I need to go home. And then he gets taken. And that is the precursor to Dark Crisis, when he gets taken in Justice League 75. Mexican Trump has spoken. I only heard a little bit of that last night. It was so late. Oh, I can't wait for the new Spawn books. Is that it for this book? I felt like there was another story. I'm wrong. Oops. It was really good. Really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know that it would have made my top books without. Whoa, what the? Why is that so big? There we go. I don't think that it would have made my top books without that Marv Wolfman story. I'll tell you that right now, because that story was amazing. Like, one of the best stories I've read. There's been a lot of really good stories for Superman this year, to be honest with you, but it was one of the best. It really was. And of course, I've got a bias towards Marv Wolfman, but I'm not telling you yet, Robert. I'm not telling you yet. But it was a really good story. Beautiful art. Is anyone familiar with that artist? I am not at all. I do not have a clue who they are. All right, so for number 3, because I didn't have a number 5, I have Damn Them All. And honestly, like, let me show you. This book was all right. It was good. I wouldn't have made my yeah, I would have. It's been good. Now we're only 2 issues in. Um, I like Simon Spurrier a lot. He's become one of my favorite writers this year. Not like top writer, but one of the best. These if you're reading Damn Them All, if you are reading Damn Them All, prepare to have time to read for one comic to read 3 of DC's. Like it is I actually read both of them, Damn Them All 1 and 2 this morning. And I would say it took me well over an hour. I'm also very particular that I know what I'm reading, but there are very long, and I want to go through this and I'll show you here in a minute. There are very long, like, explainer sheets, I would guess you would call them, that explain the different demons and stuff. So basically, we have a girl who was into magic. Magic exists in this universe, right? But it's a normal universe. They're from England. Her uncle Alfie dies in number 1. Not a spoiler. It's the very first, kind of scene we get. He is the one that taught her. And she goes to this bar, which is where they're having the wake. And you find out that all of these demons somebody has set basically 72 or 69. They keep arguing in the book of which number it is. They really don't know. Demons loose and they're all tied and tethered to something. Now we get this person and we don't know who she is in the first issue asking questions. And this is where she shows up in the second issue and they're showing her origin. She was a cop, right? She was a cop and she showed up. And I really think this is done very well. Not only does it show as being a person, as being human, but it also shows how society treats people. What she was trying to do is this kid basically, let me get up here. Says now the kid, he was known for this. This was something that was warned, right? Far right forums, incel shit. The kind who takes it as persecution when the world won't give him a leg up. What happens is she gets sick of it, right? She gets sick of dealing with this shit. So she handles the situation incorrectly. Instead of talking him down like she should have, saying, we can help, it's not too late, we can do these things, let us help you, she she looked at him and she said, you have shitty grades, you have no friends. She lied to him and said that his mom tried to induce a miscarriage by violence. She told him that the news crew wouldn't get close to him, would not say his name. They would not give him any fame. They would not give him any notoriety, which I think they shouldn't anyways when something like that happens. And she told him what jail was going to be like. She told him the world's problems were not his. Or the world was not the problem, sorry. It was him. Like, this bitch had a breakdown at the absolute wrong time. She told him he was useless and irredeemable. Sounds like a typical cop. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? She basically told him everything opposite of what she should, right? Not exactly what she should be doing. He says she keeps justifying it was the right approach. It was the right approach. It was the right approach. but he killed himself. He didn't hurt anybody else. He took the gun, turned it on himself, and shot himself. Now, I'm curious what you guys think, because I think this is a very interesting way to handle it. Now, this might come off as mean, okay? This might come off as insensitive. I would much rather see this outcome. I would much rather see this outcome than I would see the outcome that we've seen in the past, right? A kids dying, kids being fearful, kids being murdered. Look what happened at the, I'm not going to be able to, I can't think of the school name right off. Uvalde. Look what happened. I would have much rather that man turn the gun on himself. So, in a sense, she kind of did the right thing. She did. She kind of did the right thing. And I am not being mean here. I don't think anyone, like she said, he was irredeemable and useless. I don't think anybody is irredeemable or useless except for a very, very few. And you know who I mean. People that mess with kids. People, like there was a story recently, Jesus Christ. A man, I can't remember the state, but basically he abducted a 7-year-old child and he murdered her. They found her body mutilated and abused in all sorts of ways. But it could have been prevented because 8 years before that, he did the same to a 16-year-old girl who reported it and said he raped me. And they didn't believe her and didn't prosecute him. Those kind of people, to me, are 100% irredeemable. That is the epitome of evil. And I wish nothing but the worst that could happen to them. Everybody else, I can look at in a FedEx driver. Yes, he was delivering a package. Thank you, Kareem. And he just snatched her up. And it could have been prevented, but nobody believed this girl. She was 16. She reported it 8 years ago. And honestly, these kind of things happen in Illinois. Oh my God. I don't know why I was thinking Texas or Florida. Usually when you hear about these kind of things, it is Texas or Florida, right? Oh, Robert, thank you so much. Let me go to Stream Elements real quick. I didn't even have it up. I got way too into talking. I apologize. But I do think, like, I don't know how to consider it, but I do think that she did the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, she got what ends up happening. Let me get this first, and then I will tell you what ends up happening. Robert, the Marv Wolfman story artist Jack Herbert is a Brazilian artist. He's usually a fill-in artist, but I think he's rising to the top more and more. He worked on Kirby Genesis Bionic Man vs. Bionic Woman 2. If you see if you see his wiki, it's various issues and books. Oh, okay. I would love to see him back. Like, it's got to be kind of cool to be a fill-in artist, but still get to illustrate the Marv Wolfman story, right? That's got to be awesome. But I loved the art in that. I thought it looked phenomenal. It was the best art in the book. Very likely the best art this week. You know, it was beautiful. I would love to see more of him back. Definitely. Thank you so much, Robert. So in the story, basically what happens is riots, right? Riots. She gets laid off or whatever you want to call it. Um, they called it compassionate leave. It was a suspension, right? And it's really fucked up, and that's when she actually meets the girl, the main character in this book, Alvy, her uncle. And that's the connection because she's from Louisiana. They end up meeting and kind of having a relationship together. This is the main girl from the book, and I can't even think of her name. That's really, really bad. I should look it up. Damn them all. I know there's a. Wait, I did not realize this was the art from. This was the guy that did Walking Dead. Okay, her name's Ellie. Bloody L. Her name's Ellie. So this is the Walking Dead guy. Ha! God damn, I always figure out a way to bring up the Walking Dead in a stream. Just saying. Isn't the black chick the main character? No. This is the main character. Basically, this is issue 2. And in issue 1, we got Ellie's story. And she met her. But now we just got her backstory. And that's how it opened up. This is a long book. That's why I'm saying, like, if you get invested in the story, prepare for some time. This is one of the demons. I love how they do like the RBG shift to make it look a little funky, right? And they're not like he's in constant pain, and they're trying to figure out how to send him back, right, to hell. And I love the way that Ellie talks because she's British and she just says like everything British, like saying bloody hell. And I don't know, it's very weird. This is the thing that keeps him. So whoever has that has control of the demon. She has to give it up because basically she's an assassin at this point. Or not an assassin, but a hired hand. I want to show you one of the pages. This is the guy she has to give it up to. He's a mobster basically over there, Frankie. I want to show you one of the pages though that have the explainers on it. King is not dead. No evidence of flame. I didn't even read that. I know. Okay, so we meet another guy here, and she used to sleep with him. He's basically his name's Carl. He's another magical person. But this is what I want to show you. What they're showing you is pages from the book, and this is Carlin. Oh shit, James Gunn is meeting with the Batgirl movie director. Oh my god, really? Holy shit. That would be fucking awesome. Oh, is it today or is it just kind of announced? But these are pages, and do this for the demons also. So if you don't understand what the demon's about, you can go to the pages and kind of go through it. Simon Spurrier spent so much on this. Like, oops, my computer's almost dead. I forgot to plug it in before stream. Hold on. He spent so much time detailing this book. Like, absolutely spent all this time, and I really think it's worth the read. Like, I'm not a. It's like an adult. See, here's another one of the demons. And he's cool looking. I won't go any further than that, but I don't know how to describe it. It's very much so like an R-rated Justice League Dark, like RR. Like you're gonna get cunt and bitch, and you don't expect not to get that, and it's gonna be some dark shit, but it's fucking good. It's so good. I really do. More far left politics from Simon Spurrier. It's a what? Hold on. Let me figure this out. Because of the shooting in the beginning? You know that shit happens in real life, right? It's a really good story. Really, really is. I think that, like I said, you spend some time with it. It isn't a story you can just read and um like the next book. It's a pretty quick read. It's an annual, but it's still a pretty quick read. Um, but spend some time with it. It's really, really good. Let me bring up my number two. I think it's probably pretty easy to figure out what my number one was. The Walking Dead. You're so awesome. I didn't even know that shit. That's crazy, right? That's fucking awesome. Makes me love it even more. I really do. Okay, so for number two, I have the Nightwing annual. I loved this book was so good. Like I could not decide which book was better. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard to decide between, and I'll just spoil it now because it's pretty obvious. Between this and JSA, honestly, this Nightwing annual was phenomenal. I say that word too much. We need to start doing drinking streams, you guys, like on weekends, on Sundays, or like poking streams where everybody on the panel, everybody on the panel has to either drink or smoke when I say phenomenal. Because I say that book too, or I say that word too much. Or when Bianca says, or something like that. Or when Robert interrupts somebody. Just saying, it could be really fun. Heartless Origin was pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to look at it now. I love it. It's dark. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. We die of alcohol poisoning, right? No, I'm totally joking around. I was just saying it would be fun to do. Everyone is an incel if they disagree with Sai, obviously. When the fuck, Michael, did he say that? He said a murderer that wanted to kill a bunch of children was that type. I think there's more people that disagree with Simon Spurrier that aren't murderers. I'm just saying. Holy moly. That is crazy. That would be super expensive for smokers. I know I'm a smoker too. We'd be going through bowl after bowl after bowl, but it would be fun. Yeah, that or when Robert raises his hand. Oh, I wanted to say something about this. I meant to in the beginning. Yeah, that's Kirsten Alley passed away. She was 71, and I seen a picture of her. She looked great. Like honestly, beautiful woman. I was shocked. A lot of really sad deaths this year. Really sad deaths this year. And I seen that and I was shocked. I really will. Wasn't she in Cheers? Is that I mean I knew the name anyways, but I think I know her from Cheers. Pretty sure. No, I menthol, but I meant smoking a bowl, Nick. She was on the Mask. I know I've never seen Mask Singer before. Yes, Cheers. I knew it. I knew her somehow. I knew it. Okay, so Nightwing. This was the annual. Again, not a whole lot of Nightwing in it because it's the backstory of Heartless. And this Heartless storyline has been going on for a long time. And it's very similar to it reminds me of the length of like Court of Owls, where it was a very slow, decompressed story. And I fucking love that. Yes, random. We need to do one. That would be hilarious. I'm trying to think. I know Mary Mayhem. Sorry, I was taking a drink. She does drinking streams. I might ask her how she does it. Could be fun. Um, but I read Marvel and DC comics stream. Oh, okay. I thought you were. I was confused. Okay, so we've got The very first story, which was my favorite. You look at this art. We gotta look. I don't think it's Redondo, but it's glorious. Fucking beautiful. I love that was one thing. I miss crossover. Anyone know if that's gonna come back? I would love to have crossover back. But they use Ben-Day dots a lot. And I am a sucker for Ben-Day dots. I love them. I try to use them too sometimes in my thumbnail, but I'm just not as good as it. So, we get the basic origin, but we're gonna actually see why this ties in here in a little bit. Um, we see a man very similar to an Alfred type show up at this house, and he was hired to be a what do you call chaperone? Not a chaperone, manservant. Oh my god, what is it called? The word went out of my head. Come on, guys, what is that word? Can I just call him manservant? Is that what it is? Not chaperone. Oh my god. All right, we're gonna call him manservant. Butler. Thank you, TX. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. This is why pre-recorded is better, but I'm just like, yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with it. But he's the butler, right? And to a wealthy family, and this is what got my attention right away. So he has to the house. Very similar to the Waynes. They have a young boy, only child. And this is what he walks into. His name is Sheldon. I was like, I'm not going to leave it on the screen too long. I can't look at it. He was murdering with a knife the family cat. This little boy. And they do say that is one of the signs, like, if someone's willing, young to hurt animals to keep an eye out. His dad punches the fuck out of him. That kid's eye, wait, what? What's wrong with his eye? I gotta look. They're so blue. And basically, his parents beat the fuck out of him. And he takes care of him. And we find out that days before, I know the poor cat, I'm like, I can't look at it too long. Days before, he was talking to somebody on a boat at the bar, this butler, and he found out that this guy was going to work for these wealthy people as a butler. So he killed him and took his name and took his identity and started this new life. And issues just keep happening with this child. Like, we had the cat, we've got the rat here. This kid doesn't talk, but the world takes a very keen liking to him. You got to beat the kid. A very keen liking to him. So he starts taking him places to encourage this fucked up behavior. Takes him to the butcher. No reaction. He takes him to feeding time at the zoo. And then he takes him to the circus. Stray. I played a little bit of Stray. I thought it was pretty good. I with it. I'm not going to lie. So, they had nothing to do with the death of Dick Grayson's parents, but they were there. Right. So they see him fall, and it is the first time Sheldon smiles. Not because the two people died, because he saw the pain in Dick's face, and this is the first time he ever spoke. First time this child ever spoke, and he can't stop speaking. He's so happy. Like, he keeps saying, you're not going to tell my parents, though. And no, this is a secret. This is happiness. It seems like this kid now is normal, right? And he kept being violent, but even so, did have an interaction with Dick. He went to school with him, but it wasn't anything like, like huge. And then a little bit later, those creepy eyes, salad dog. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, I want to look at the end here who the artist is. There's an accident. And he says only one thing could save my boy, and he has to get a transplant. But the transplant basically, I can't remember, something that they never agreed to. So he forges medical emergency transplant papers and gets, one of their parents' heart. So that's where we're starting with the heart stuff, right? And he says, "Are my parents dead?" He says, "They are." He says, "Good. God, this kid is so fucked up." So he gets all these transplants. He grows. They work together, and he started having this ambition. And they start working together to, terrorize Bloodhaven, start stealing hearts, and that's all it led to for what we've been seeing a bit of Heartless here and there in the Nightwing story. And he got Blackbuster's heart, his biggest heart yet. He looks at him and he goes, I don't know how to tell you this. I'm so proud of you, son. Today my boy takes the heart of a giant. What? Stop it. This is crazy. And then they have like this sweet moment together, as sweet as two serial killers could have together. And he says, I couldn't be prouder of you if you were my own son. He's like, what are you talking about? I am your son. And he starts crying. And he gives him the heart. And who is it? Eduardo Pansica. Great fucking art. And Tom Taylor, of course. Love that story. I thought that one was really, really well done. And because it's an annual, we've got more. They're both evil and loving, care about each other. It's so twisted. It really, really is. But it was also a great, because we didn't know much about Heartless, right? We know Blackbuster. We know these other characters that are in there. Heartless was kind of this shadowy figure in the back that kept popping up here and there. And now finally know his origin. And I think it was a great origin. I really do. So we've got Dick. Yeah. I'm going to leave that one alone. We've got Haley. And Dick and Babs are going out for a date. Haley is starting to chew stuff up. They go out for a date. This one's adorable. They have, this is all a dream. I was so confused at first because I'm like, Ivy's gone and Catwoman is too. Like, what's going on? But basically, it kind of answers the idea of, do animals dream? And we just go through and we see like Babs and Dick are captured and they need help. And look, Bat Dog to save the day. Bat Dog. I love it. It's really, really cute. And his little arm, poor little Haley, so freaking cute. He saves the day, and that's pretty much all of it. And he's like, he gets, I love this. He's like, this is Dick's sister. We were just talking about her on stream Sunday, but she's the mayor. She's like, I declare him the bestest doggy, and he gets this, this statue, and cats are now outlawed. Like, it's absolutely adorable. They go home, and he's chewing stuff up. He's been dreaming and going crazy, but I thought it was so simple and so cute. Did I read this? I don't remember this one. Oh, I love this story. I was like, I don't remember what it was about. This was another great one. See, this Nightwing annual was, I don't know. I think this should have been number one. It was that good. Okay. Basically, John, if you guys know, have been reading either Nightwing or Son of Kal-El, we've seen John and Nightwing, helping each other out, right? And Nightwing has kind of been a mentor. He looks like the Tick. Who looks like the Tick? Yeah, he looks weird there, doesn't he? Look at his chin. Something is up. It looks feminine a little bit too. I fucking love today's show. Yay! I'm so happy. So we see them, he's down. John's down. This says it takes place before Kal-El, Son of Kal-El 9. So it's a while back. like a year back. Because it's an annual. Good morning, Gary. And that's what happens in annuals. Good morning, Joseph, by the way. But he's gonna start training him, right? And it's very weird, right? Because he a super powered being. And Nightwing is, he was a Robin. He's Nightwing now. He's gone through hell and back, but he's still, at the end of the day, human. So he has to figure out how to train a Superman. And he's telling him all these things, what to do. He's like, we used to do this route. We had to see how long it took. And he's like, I thought I could. And he's like, you already did it, didn't you? And he's like, twice. Like all the things that he's doing, he can do in a millisecond, right? It doesn't take anything. Use a quarter of your strength. Yeah, it's going all the way gone. He wants to teach him stuff in slow motion and on this AI thing, and he's doing everything perfectly. And then he wants to say, basically, you're going to fight me. You have to fight me. It's the only way for you to actually learn, because where is that part that I really like? Right here, he's talking about, I have to use effort in order to save my own life. But with him, it's can't block or he'll break his attacker's arm. He has to use his effort not to hurt anyone. And I never really thought about it that way, but I think that's really smart because power level is so OP. Most of what he's doing, and he's terrified because of it, is learning how to not hurt people, but still save the day. And I thought that was a really good way to look at it, because that had never even crossed my mind. I've been reading comics for years. Superman never really crossed my mind. And then he says, I can't help but think of when Batman trained me. The funny thing about that is, all the way that Batman taught Nightwing, he does almost the exact opposite. Batman says you can't make any mistakes. Anything less than perfect is death. And he's to John, he's like, it's okay. You can make mistakes. You can't be good at anything without being bad first. That's why we practice. And I thought that was really cool. He looks great here. I love it. So he says, you're gonna fight against me, right? And he's flashing back to Batman saying, never make yourself vulnerable. And he's like, too bad. And he's like, you can't trust anyone. And he's like, you know what? I trust you. Fight me. And it's really cool. I think this was a splash page I was talking about earlier. It's so cool. I love the way it looks. And John's so happy because he does it. And he says, I learned it from Batman. All these things I learned from Batman. And I thought that was a really good way to appreciate legacy while also bringing in, you've got Batman, the top of the legacy. And then you've got Nightwing, who he trained. Now you've got John underneath him. But I think it's a really cool way. Overdid it a bit with Batman, but still pretty good. Oh, I really liked it. I really did. I thought it was good. And now looking back over it, I think it should have been my number one, but it was not, and that's okay too. But it was. I think that all of the stories were good in that, unlike Kal-El or Superman, because that was they had one bad one. Okay, so obviously for the best book of the week, dun dun dun, Justice Society. I think that was pretty obvious. We've got. Let me bring it up. I wait. Hold on. Was Justice Society this week? I can't remember now. Um, I haven't read yet. Otherwise, I would have. It may have been on my list. I haven't read that or Wildcats yet. Um, I tried to catch up this morning a little bit, but I didn't. I got way too into Damn Them All. Was Justice Society this week? I cannot remember. Yes, it was this week? Okay. I don't know why I was feeling like it was older than that. Yeah, I kind of what was it was Stargirl that was last week, I'm thinking maybe. So yes, this was the best book of the week for me. I really enjoy Jeff Johns anyways, and I'm gonna be a little biased, but and I love the Justice Society. Um we're following Helena Wayne in this, which is kind of cool. I don't know. Oh, it was last week. Wait, no, no, no. When I mean this week, I do mean last week technically. Because I haven't the only thing I haven't read everything yet this week, so I always do it for the previous week. Sorry. You certainly will in modern comics. What? What are we arguing about something? What will you see in modern comics? Let me see here. I'm trying to look. I'm more open minded than you think. It's hard not to see the propaganda. Okay, propaganda. I think the best way to kind of combat that is whether it's right wing or left wing propaganda. Because there's definitely right wing propaganda. Look at like Mike Barron and Blue Line and shit like that. You're gonna get it on both sides. If you don't want any politics, you're not gonna be able to get into most comics. But I would say be very, very particular. That's the only way. If you really don't like if you think "Damn Them All" was propaganda, I don't know then because I didn't look at that at all. I looked at that as a cop getting, if anything, to me that was right wing propaganda because it was showing how bad she got treated, how terrible she was. She was basically she kind of did the right thing and still got shit on by society. It was only sticking up for cops. So I'm not sure what you mean. Good morning, Steph Nern. So JSA, we've got, you know, Batman's parents die, Helena Kyle, baby Helena. Look at the little kitty. Look at the little kitty. I love it. Basically, I could be wrong, and I'm sure Robert will correct me if I am. The prophecy is that Helena Wayne's going to die with the Justice League, so she can't be. So she can't be um part of the Justice League, and her mom's throwing a fit, right? Her mom's Batgirl. I mean, Catwoman. Catwoman. Um. Oh man, I need to read this again. This is the first thing I read. Um. I don't. I like her costume. It's different. You got to remember this is Helena Wayne, not Huntress, right? Um, I don't know. This is the thing about DC is I don't know what world this takes place on. I don't know where the timeline's at. I don't know anything. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ride, right? This is what Selena was warned. She realized it was going to come true and tried to prevent it. Right. The prophecy said she was gonna die. But then yes, we will get to that part. Um, but oh, she looks. See, is this Mikel Yanin? Yes, it is. Fucking amazing art. I love it. Even the coloring. Who's the colorist? Colors. Oh wow, a lot of people coloring. Um, but it's phenomenal. So she's stopping this crime. Look at Solomon Grundy. Just take a moment and look at Solomon Grundy. Holy shit, he looks so good. Like, I'm not gonna say phenomenal or we're all gonna be drunk. I'm just kidding. Um, we go through and she's fighting with Solomon Grundy, and somebody's following her. Somebody's following her. She has no idea who it is. Now we're gonna go. Oh, this book's so confusing. I need to read it again. I don't remember her name. We'll get there. They'll tell her name. We've got a bunch of new characters. They don't matter though at all. They don't matter. How many young POC males are bad in modern comics though? What? How many bad POC male? How many? What? I'm trying to think here. I would have to go through and look. I don't know because I don't care what color they are. It's not something I think of. Okay, her name's Ruby. And like I said, she has somebody following her. Obviously, it's her mother. She doesn't like the idea of her fighting. We've got the Justice Society. We've got all these new people. We got Karen being a Karen. White men can't be villains, y'all. It's woke. Wait, what? Uh, Why the fuck would I care what color skin they have? Um, I mean, I don't think most people notice that. Like, I'm really honestly trying to think of like if people would give a shit about that. I don't think they do. What Michael's trying to say is all of the villains in modern comics are straight white men. But that's not true. I just showed you damn them all. The villain is an demons. Like, what books are you reading that they're all straight white men? And that sounds boring. It really does. I don't know. I get what you're trying to say, but venture outside of superheroes, maybe. Oh yeah. Um See, I'm not reading Robert, I'm not reading anything from Marvel, so I don't know. Yeah, Killmonger's a great villain. The villain in that scene was a school shooter. You realize how often that happens, right? He said that's what type he was. I understand what you're trying to say, but those people exist. They do. Look at yesterday. Fucking yesterday alone, you had assholes in Columbus, Ohio. Those types with guns, literally getting a reading of a drag show story time, reading to kids with parental, not advisory. Your parents had to be there. Got it canceled because it hurts their fucking fifis. But freedom of speech, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. What did they do wrong? They got something canceled for children. For children. This is the exact same repeat we're seeing that happened with the black music industry. Long, long ago. Look it up. They did everything wrong. If you truly want freedom in this country, quit policing other people. Fucking disgusting human beings. It's not up to you to parent other people's kids. You don't get to parent other people's kids. It's not your fucking choice, just like it's not mine. I'm not passive, I'm all aggressive. So am I. Why do children need drag story hour? For books. It's a charity thing to get read to. A lot of people read. That's like saying why do kids need, a pastor to come in? It's just to read to them. It's okay. It's a different experience. The more life experience, the better. And again, it's not up to you to parent other people's kids. If that parent says it's okay, you don't have a fucking right to go there and get it shut down because you don't like drag queens. Deal with it. You're not their parent. I am so against taking away somebody's freedoms. All these people that say their actual freedom, they actually want free speech. They actually want free speech. Unless you're a drag queen. Unless you're gay. So stupid. If parents are arming the kids, we can police them. What? Arming the kids? Why the fuck would parents be giving their kids guns? How would these people react if a group of people shut down a story out read by a pastor? Let's do it. Fucking do it. So harming. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I was so confused. I'm like, who's giving their kids a bunch of guns? How the fuck are they harming kids? Reading a book is harming children? Reading a fucking book is harming children. You know they're reading like Dr. Seuss and shit, right? That's too funny. I really thought I had this picture in my head of like parents lining up, like, here you go, here's your 9mm, here's your AK, here's your 9mm. What's going on? We're doing best books of the week. Best books of the week, and we got into it because somebody brought up propaganda. So we started talking about that Columbus stuff. And a bunch of people, how did Huntress do this? Yeah, right. How did we go from Huntress to this? I apologize. You don't get to police other people. Sorry. You can police your children. You can tell them what they can do. That's it. Chris, you know these types. They think drag LGBT. It's not sexual. That's fucking stupid. That's like saying somebody that's straight is sexual in nature. Like, stop straight story hour. Stop straight or story hour. Like, come on. Let these people fucking live. Live whatever happened to live and let live. I know Batman isn't on the list. No. I thought religion is school. It's not at school. It's libraries. Hello, NWO. We haven't seen you in a while. Yes, we're going back to comics now. I apologize for ranting, but Jesus Christ. They aren't required, Sam. That's dumb. Stop it. Okay, so let's go through the people. We have the new character. Well, is this a new Gentleman's Ghost? I don't think so. So we've got Solomon. This is a new character. It's Harlequin's son. His name is Michael Wayne. Like these, I'm going to tell you them, but they don't matter. You got Cameron. I love Cameron. He's such a great character. Again, doesn't matter. You're being very dishonest about drag shows. I am not. I've been to plenty. Have you? Have you been to a drag queen story hour and watched them read books about being kind? I have. You are being dishonest. Kyle Knight, the Mist. This is my favorite character. I think he's got a really cool design. I would like to. I'm assuming, and I like this character's design too. Roby Sokov. We just got kind of a retcon that there was a Red Lantern during the Alan Scott time, and that was her father. His name was Crimson Flame. That's a cool name. I like that. I really, really do. That is how they dress. That is normal clothing to them. It's an art form in the queer community, right? Putting makeup on for a girl. Jesus. I just can't believe something so simple could offend people, especially a lot of people without kids. Like, these Save the Children types are also the ones that didn't want, Black people to read to kids in the 70s. Like, look up the music stuff. Please do it. Wait, you think queer community means sexual? You clearly have no idea what you're talking about, Sam. I'm not being mean, but there's nothing sexual about saying queer community. Just like there's nothing sexual about saying the straight community or the male community or MRA or feminist. Holy shit. Kyle Knight, that means he's Jack Knight Starmanson. Oh, fucking. That's awesome. I want him to return. He has got a really, really cool look. And here's Sam, sorry. You are dumb. No. There's nothing sexual about reading to a child. If you really think that, do some basic fucking research. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk about comics. You're clearly and I'm not trying to be mean, but you're uneducated in this field. You've not been to one. You don't understand the community. Just do basic fucking research and stop listening to YouTubers. I don't think you're dumb. I think you're uneducated in this. Okay. So this is what's his name? Crimson Flame. This is the new one. I think we get a couple more pictures of them. And we've got, the old JSA. Here's Harlequin. I love her because of course I do. And we've got old ass Selena, still looking hot. She's still got it. Mikkel Janin or Yanin. Mikkel Janin. I'm not sure exactly how to say it. Beautiful art. She goes down, and they go to this Khalid, the Dr. Fate at that time was missing. They found him dead. And they all go there to investigate, right? And this is where they start to get into it a little bit. Power Girl doesn't really like the newbies, right? Because they're all originally villains. And Helena was the one that recruited them. She doesn't like them. She's not into it. They get into it a little bit. And that's when it all starts. We've got, you guys remember, and I predicted this in what was it? The one shot or Stargirl? I can't remember. It was Dagraton. And I was right. But shoots her right in the back. And accelerates time. So he does this for each individual characters. He's figured out how to kill them using time as another tool. He accelerated time, basically exposed Supergirl to kryptonite for weeks in a matter of seconds by accelerating time, and then could shoot her, right? He said, I killed Kennedy like this too. Is that him saying that Kennedy was Kryptonian, or is that just, kind of an offshoot thing? It was hard to tell without the big D on his shirt. I still knew it. So he goes after Gentleman's Ghost. He reverses time to when he was alive so he can shoot him. Like, all of these things are really cool. Just, yeah. Like, for Michael, what does he do? I forget. He bleeds. Oh, he had a scar. So he opened that scar back up and he bleeds out in a matter of seconds. Icicle is frozen, shattered. Then he speeds up time again and ages the Mist. And he dies from, he says the mind deteriorating disease his grandfather had, which is, so would that be Alzheimer's, or he just dies, right? And his heart gives out. Unfucking believable. I thought that scene was really, really well done. That's what I was wondering, Black Phoenix, if he killed him with kryptonite, or if why would he have to? Right? Why would he have to? So he goes after him and he's like, "Do you see what I just did, right? You seen what I just did to all those people? I just killed all those people, and you think an arrow's gonna do it, you dumb bitch, right?" Like, he's just kind of he's saying he used time bullets to kill JFK. Okay. Bye, Carrie. I sent you an email earlier, by the way. So he starts to do the same for Helena, right? This is what Catwoman had seen or was warned about. And he starts doing the same thing. She starts to lose consciousness. And then we have our badass mama. We got Mama Bear come in, Mama Kitty come in. We can call her Mommy. Okay. I'm just made mommy sexual. I'll quit there. And they're all dead, right? No cleavage. Okay. Actually, I give props to Mikhail Yanin, because when a girl lays down on her back, she wouldn't have cleavage. Her boobs kind of go. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and figure it out, but they go to the side. Props. So she grabs this. Like, is this tied into Flashpoint? This has to be, right? The globe from Flashpoint Beyond. Who does the artwork? Mikhail Yanin. With this issue and New Golden Age, Jeff Johns did so much better with Selena and Helena than Tom King. Oh God, yes. The only thing that was great about that was Clayman's art. Beautiful stuff. So grabs it, sends her. Oh yeah, here's the picture. This, I love the way that they made the original Red Lantern look. He looks great. So she sends her back in time, translated from Russian. I love it. And she is with the original JSA. Next, 1940. Dun, dun, dun. So we're going to get the original JSA now, not the newbies, the original JSA. I love it. It was, okay, now that I'm looking at it, I'm not going to lie. I do think that Nightwing was better because it had a variety of stories. But I also worry that this JSA already feels mildly convoluted. And I worry when it comes to stuff like that. Like, if I'm having trouble remembering exactly, where this globe came from or where that came from, a normie is not going to pick it up. I guess, let's be real, normies are not really going to pick it up anyway. I mean, maybe, but it's not too convoluted. I do think that Stargirl was better. Stargirl was so good. And I love Red Arrow. She's so sweet. I just worry that it won't sell because it's a book made for OnlyFans. Not like that, guys. The little perverts. It's made for like Dark Crisis, where it's a book made for fans. I mean, all books are made from. I'm just going to shut up now. You get what I mean. I keep trying to justify it. This is exactly how things were when Jeff was on multiple books at the same time. He would sometimes set things up for his other. Yeah, and I know when he does, the chalkboards, and he sets things up for this or set. I just worry that. Oh no, girls are wearing pants again. God damn it. I got the memo that we weren't allowed. Somebody must not have got it. What do you think of the Titans moving to Bloodhaven next year? Do you think John and Oracle will join the team? From my understanding, the Titans are going to take place at this point of like the Justice League, so that makes sense to bring them to Bloodhaven, right? You've got Dick right there. You've got the whole team all together. I think it's smart. I really, really do. Um, as far as, I still, and I'll say it again, I've said it previously. I do think that Dick is going to propose to Barbara on issue 100. So if that's the case, then I do think Oracle will join the team. I would love to see both of them join the team. Honestly, it would be great. Like, I would love to. I think it would be a good camaraderie for John. Right? He was alone for years. This might be something that helps him. I don't think he will at first. I think they need to establish the Titans in Bloodhaven and everything else. But I think it would be really smart. Um, let me see. Oh, okay. So I'm hoping tomorrow that I do get to play we're gonna switch. Yesterday I was like, I always make these shorts, right? And I've been doing different shorts from I have an article I want to go over too, guys. The best comics of the year from IGN. But I do shorts and I've been doing like every day of December, a Christmas one, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking for Christmas scenes and I see Arkham Origins. I'm like, I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. How did I forget, you guys? How did I forget? How did we forget that was a Christmas game, right? So I'm hoping to play it tomorrow. I'm going to work on it. No, not Midnight Suns. Arkham Origins. Come on now. It's a Christmas game. And we started The Walking Dead. Walking Dead's great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. We're going to go back to it. But if Arkham Origins work, I'll have to use StreamYards, which sucks. But, I can deal with it. It's just so what are these? The best? It's just a watermark or whatever. So we've got, these are the nominations for Best Comic Book Series or OGN for 2022. I am curious what you guys think. I've only seen 2 of the nominations. One I agree with, and one fucking makes me livid. Livid is an understatement. Livid is an understatement. Are we still arguing about this? Of course you don't. You don't get to police other people's kids. That's fucking weird. Actually, here, Fabio, I got a question for you. And I'll go right into the article, I promise. Were you for the parental rights bill in Florida? For or against it? Did you think that parents should have the right in the parental rights bill? If you did and think parents should have had the rights there, but you're against parents having the rights to take their kids to read a book, that's fucking hypocritical. I really don't even need to answer. Need a answer. I'm sure you were for the Don't Say Gay bill. I can do good Arkham Origins bad voice. I love that game's so pretty. Come on, guys. How is it the least favorite of everybody's? It's like my second favorite. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, there are a bunch of pedos at the Catholic Church, but we know that they cover a lot of it up too. I'm not for the Don't Say Gay bill. So wait, I forget how it went. So you don't think parents should have the right, and I don't remember. You guys are. I don't remember if I was for or against it. I can't remember. I was against it. So you're not for it. So you don't think that parents should have the right to know if the kid comes out to a teacher or something like that, right? Okay, so the first one was Action Comics. This nomination, I completely agree with. I think Philip Kennedy Johnson has done a better job on Superman than I have seen done in years. And I'm talking even pre-Bendis. He's done a great job at showing Clark and all he is, and what he can do. And don't people complain about the Catholic Church? A lot of times it gets covered up. But yes, of course, they should. This is the one that pissed me off. How? Hold on, guys. Just earphone warning. Okay. How the actual fuck? How the actual fuck is this even serious? We reviewed this book on a morning brew. What the fuck you know? This book is terrible. Nobody that I know likes it. Nobody likes it. Nobody thought this was Clementine. Nobody thought that Clementine would just leave AJ behind. And she got 2 more books. Fuck you. Terrible book. I hope it sells only 2 copies. 2 copies. That's it. The 2 idiots that buy it. Sorry, I don't like that book. Can you tell? Yeah. Why is Clementine on the list? Yeah. Fucking crazy, right? It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna lie. Ducks 2 years in oil sand. It must be an OGN. Fantastic Four. Full circle. The the Alex Ross one. I have it. I have not read it. I haven't heard a single person say a single bad thing about this. Like at the point of shilling, I have not heard anyone say anything but great things about this book. So absolutely, I think this is a big, no, it's not, Fabio. Flash. Yes! I didn't know that, so this is awesome. Jeremy Adams fucking deserves this. That makes me so happy. Jeremy Adams has been killing it on the Flash. Immortal X-Men. Who is this by? Jonathan Hickman. I'm not familiar. I don't have an opinion either way. Beautiful art though. Is that Mark Brooks? It looks like Mark Brooks. Everything looks wet. Great departure from Alex Ross. Yes, but it's still Nice House on the Lake. James Tinian. Yes, I love it. The Night Eaters. She eats the night. I don't know what that is. Who's it by? Santa Takeda. Oh, it's the Monstrous People. Oh, good one. Okay. Must be an OGN. Public Domain. I talked about that book. Wait, Sunday. When Reese was on and we were all talking about, I said, if you want something different and you like Chip Zdarsky, check out Public Domain. Fucking awesome book. It's basically like rights, having the rights. They had this big multi-billion-dollar franchise of superheroes, rather. I was going to say Superman. And they want to reclaim that money and everything. The Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Wow. These are some good fucking titles. Rick Remender project. Rick Remender I like anyway. He also has Slum something. The gross book. I couldn't read it. It had like puke and nastiness on it. Which superhero you think had the best quality? Let's look here. Spawn, no. Though Spawn is $2.99. You can't argue with that. We're gonna say answer. X-Men is winning. All I ever hear, and that could be the channels, all I ever hear is bad things. I think this is a really good list. There were some I would add, but I would say, what do you guys think? Who would you pick? Out of these ones, what would you pick as your number one? Now, obviously, just this category. Oh, that's real hard. I mean, Righteous Thirst. I would have to pick the Flash. I'm not gonna lie. It would be the Flash just because it's so good every single fucking time. Like there are times I even get bored of Superman, right? Full Circle. I haven't read it yet though. I need to read it. Maybe I'll read it and review it. It's old. People won't watch a review, but I don't fucking care. Since when do I care? Yes, I would say The Flash until I read Full Circle. Um, I would, there would be a couple. You know what? It's the end of the year. I need to do like my top 10 books of the year and all that stuff. The Flash, because it's the only one I'm reading. It's good though, isn't it? It really is good. And they're having a baby. I'm so excited. I want to see a new. I really hope that Jeremy Adams, which is crazy. If you guys know, I've had Comic Boom on before. I was listening to his reviews this morning, and his person that does the reviews every week with him, his name's Jace. We went out to eat with Jeremy Adams this weekend, and he had a little bit of spoilers in there, but you guys should check out that video by Comic Boom. But um, I think I would really love to see Jeremy Adams, because he's been consistently good since what? How long has he been on? After this month, I think it'll be 2 years. He's been on Flash. Has anyone at DC right now been on a title longer? I think maybe Tom Taylor has him tied, but I think he's the longest. I would love to see him get a Flash family. I would love to see more of his kind of new character that we got in Future State. What was it, Gold Beetle? She was adorable. I gotta say, Mark Waid hinted things out to me and Jeremy and what Jeremy is doing. Williamson's around the Flash. No, I don't mean. I mean currently, like the longest that's been there that's still writing right now on the same title. I do think that Jeremy Adams deserves some credit, and I am glad to see that he was nominated. That actually makes my day because it's fucking awesome. I knew Williamson run was long, but are you guys still arguing? The fact of the matter is you don't get to police other people's kids. It's not your fucking job. If you have a child, don't let them go if you don't like it. That's I'm sorry, that's I don't know which way to put it. It's fucking like saying, well, I don't like baseball because they dress up in tight pants, so I'm going to make sure no kids go to baseball. None. Adams has been on The Flash since Infinite Frontier, March 2021. The same with Taylor. Okay, so I wasn't sure exactly, but I knew they were all kind of the same. And I don't want to see creative team change on any of those titles. You mentioned, I was trying to bring it up. Adams, Philip Kennedy Johnson, and Taylor. I don't want to see any. I love all those folks. I would love to see, honestly, Jeremy get more work. Now, not too much, because I mean, he's got to stay at DC. He can get work at DC. He's not allowed to leave there. He's so talented. He really is. Wanted to put naked pictures of their kid online. Sam, don't ever fucking say that shit in my chat again. Are you serious? It's fucking illegal. Going and reading a book is not fucking illegal. Don't ever talk about that in my chat again. I'm not being mean, but there's a line you don't cross. There's a line you don't cross.